Welcome to another episode of Easy Law Online. Ako po si Attorney Rosario Chato Olivas and today is February 6, 2025. Sa video na ito, gusto kong i-explain ang overview ng ordinary civil actions. Importante ito especially sa mga bagong students ng civil procedure. Civil procedure is not an easy subject for law students because it is quite technical and in a way abstract. It is easier to learn by doing just as it is with any subject involving procedure. Nung law student ako, ang professor ko sa Remedial Law Review ay si late Justice Serafin Cuevas. Sabi niya, studying remedial law, which civil procedure is part of, is like studying chess. Mahirap siyang i-imagine just by reading. It is easier to understand by doing. So, ito na-realize ko nung nag-start na ako ng law practice soon after taking my lawyer's oath. Mas madali siyang maintindihan pag ina-apply kesa kapag binabasa lang. So now that I teach the subject, I can only imagine the struggles of law students in understanding the concepts and rules of civil procedure. So, inuumpisahan ko ang lecture na ito sa pamamagitan ng simplified flowchart of an ordinary civil action. Please note that this is very, very, very simplified. Sinadya ko to dahil ang purpose ko ay bigyan ikaw ng big picture. In the beginning, maaaring this flowchart may not make sense to you, pero i-consider mo ang bawat bahagi ng flowchart na to as parang piece of a puzzle. As you go along, maiintindihan mo yung mga different pieces pag pinagsama-sama and the whole picture will make sense. So in any case, kung meron kayong mga tanong, ilagay ninyo sa comment box and I will do my best to answer you promptly. So tingnan natin yung flowchart. Mag-uumpisa yung flowchart with a cause of action. Ang cause of action, yan yung nagtitrigger ng filing ng case. Kung walang cause of action, there's no reason for filing a case. There's no basis for filing a complaint. So yung cause of action, ang ibig sabihin nito is the why. Why are you filing a case? Why are you filing a civil action? Because you have a cause of action. At ang cause of action ay may tatlong elements. Okay? ROV. The right of the plaintiff, he is the one who files the complaint. The obligation of the defendant, siya yung hinahabla ng plaintiff. And the third is violation by the defendant of the plaintiff's right, which causes damage or injury to the plaintiff. So tatandaan ninyo, ang tatlong elements na to ay dapat present for the plaintiff to prove that he has a cause of action against the defendant. In other words, for the plaintiff to show that he has a good reason for filing the complaint. So sa mga iba kong post, sa mga ibang video, i-define ko yung mga concepts na to in detail. Pero for now, bibigyan ko kayo ng enough information so you will understand the big picture. The cause of action belongs to the plaintiff. He is one of the primary actors in an ordinary civil action. Siya yung may-ari ng karapatan na violate ng defendant. And the defendant is the other primary actor in a case. So, dalawa ang main actors sa isang ordinary civil action, plaintiff and the defendant. Now, because the plaintiff's right was violated, he is the one who files a complaint, which we call an initiatory pleading because it initiates the filing of a case. It starts the case. Bakit plaintiff ang magfa-file ng complaint? Kasi there is a rule of procedure that he who asserts must prove. So plaintiff ang nag-a-assert na meron siyang right na na-violate. So siya dapat ang mag-file ng complaint and later on makikita natin yung plaintiff din ang mag-uumpisang magpresenta ng ebidensya. So anyway, so the plaintiff files a complaint, the initiatory pleading, it starts the case. In response, the defendant will file a pleading called an answer. The answer may admit certain matters in the complaint. Pwede rin siyang may mga defenses, yung hindi niya ina-admit, kinokontra niya yung certain allegations of the complaint. In the answer, pwede rin mag-raise ng claim ang defendant laban sa plaintiff at ang tawag natin doon ay counterclaim. So, after the defendant files an answer in response to the complaint filed by the plaintiff, magkakaroon ng pre-trial. Ang pre-trial may mga several purposes yan. Halimbawa, maaring baka magkaroon ng amicable settlement ang plaintiff at saka defendant. Masosolve nila yung kaso, hindi na kailangan pahabain pa ang kaso sa korte. Masosolve na kaagad, no? So if not, the parties will be required to lay their cards on the table. Anong ibig sabihin ng lay their cards on the table? So, pag-uusapan nila kasama yung judge, ano ba yung mga paglalabanan nilang issues? Ang issues, pwedeng issues of fact, nangyayari ba to talaga? Or issues of law, ano ba ang sinasabi ng batas tungkol dito? Bukod sa pag-aagrihan nila kung anong issue o kung anong paglalabanan, i-disclose din nila ang mga ebidensya nila. Anong pangalan ng kanilang witnesses? Ano ang sasabihin ng mga witnesses? Ano yung mga documentary evidence? At ano yung mga object evidence na ipipresent nila? Kapag tapos na ang pre-trial, magkakaroon ng trial in which the plaintiff will be the first one to present all his evidence, all the witnesses. The witnesses will testify on all the documentary evidence and all the object evidence, also known as the real evidence. Pag tapos na yung plaintiff magpresenta ng ebidensya, he will rest his case. And then the defendant will be the one to present all his evidence, all the witnesses. The witnesses will testify on the documents and the real evidence, and then the defendant will rest his case. After both parties have completed their evidence presentation, they will submit the case for decision. Well, the judge may ask them to file a memorandum, each of them explaining their legal position, their arguments, the legal basis, the factual basis to convince the judge na dapat mag-decide in their favor. So the judge will study the memoranda and the judge will render a judgment. The party who does not agree with the judgment may file a motion for reconsideration, a motion for a new trial, or an appeal within 15 days from notice of judgment. Pwedeng isang party ang hindi mag-agree with the decision or pwedeng dalawa, both plaintiff and defendant. They may not agree with the decision, so both of them, either or both of them may file a motion for reconsideration, motion for a new trial, or appeal. And like I said, the period for filing these is within 15 days from notice of the decision. So kung wala namang final ng ganitong klaseng motion or appeal, the parties will wait for 15 days to lapse, no, from the time they receive a notice of the decision, and then the decision will become final and executory. Ito yung tinatawag natin na pwede nang ma-implement yung decision. So what if a party files an appeal or a motion for reconsideration or a motion for a new trial? Iintayin mo nang ma-solve ang mga ito. And then, eventually, the decision, whether by the trial court or on appeal, will become final and executory, and the judgment will now be implemented. So, for example, if the plaintiff won the case, the judge and the judge rendered a judgment finding the defendant liable for a sum of money, dito na i-enforce or i-implement ang judgment. Pero beyond the 15-day period that I mentioned, meron pang tinatawag na extraordinary remedies available to the losing party. Dalawa to. Isa, petition for relief from judgment. Ay yung isa, action to annul the judgment. Pero pwede itong ma-avail only under very exceptional circumstances, which will be the subject of another post and another video. So as I said, this is a very simplified flowchart of an ordinary civil action. Madaming pwedeng mangyari sa loob ng flowchart na to, such as service of summons, filing of motions, filing of pretrial briefs, and others. So I just decided na i-simplify ang flowchart at this stage para hindi kayo malito. At the end of your course, you can prepare a very detailed flowchart showing all the possibilities that can happen in an ordinary civil action. By that time, you will be able to tie all these together and all the parts will make sense to you. In the meantime, I can only advise you to be patient with yourself as you become familiar with the concepts and procedures. I encourage you, keep on reading, keep on absorbing, keep on analyzing until all of these will make sense to you. Okay, so dito lang muna tayo. Uh, in the meantime, I would like to share my favorite Bible verse with you from Micah chapter 6 verse 8. Do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God. Ito po si Attorney Chato Olivas of Easy Law Online, simplifying the law and empowering you. I will be seeing you next time.